One of the most common questions we get is what interior painting actually looks like once a crew shows up at your house. A lot of homeowners around Waltham and the surrounding towns haven't painted the inside of their home in years, so there's usually some uncertainty going into it. Interior painting around here is a little different than what you see online or on TV. Many of the homes in this area are older, colonials, capes, and multifamily homes, and they weren't built with modern paint or drywall in mind. Because of that, preparation ends up being one of the most important parts of the job. We're often dealing with plaster walls, layers of old paint, small cracks, nail holes, and corners that need attention before any paint ever goes on. That prep work is what makes the difference between a paint job that looks good for a few months and one that still looks good years later. The biggest concerns we hear from homeowners are pretty consistent. People ask if their house is going to be a mess, how long the project will take, and whether they can still live in the home while the work is being done. In most cases, the answer is yes. The majority of our interior painting projects are done while people are still living in the home, with kids, pets, and even people working from home. That's why we spend a lot of time protecting floors, furniture, and doorways before we ever open a can of paint. Drop cloths, plastic, and careful taping make a big difference, especially in lived-in spaces. We also take care of the small repairs that people don't want to deal with, like filling nail holes, fixing dents, and cleaning up cracked corners so the walls actually look right once they're painted. Another thing homeowners often worry about is paint smell. Most of the paints we use today are low odor and low VOC, which makes a big difference if you're living in the home during the project. Dry times are faster now too, so rooms can usually be used again pretty quickly. When it comes to timing, interior painting really depends on how many rooms are being painted and how much prep work is needed. A single room might take a day, while a larger project takes longer. We always talk that through ahead of time so expectations are clear and there are no surprises. We recently worked on a home not far from downtown Waltham where the walls hadn't been painted in a long time. Once everything was prepped and painted, the whole house felt brighter and cleaner without changing anything else. That's usually the biggest difference people notice after an interior painting project. One common mistake people make is underestimating prep and overestimating how easy painting is. The painting itself isn't the hard part. It's everything before that, the repairs, protection, and clean lines. That takes experience. If you're repainting a small room and enjoy doing it yourself, that can be fine. But once you're dealing with multiple rooms, higher ceilings, older walls, or you just want it done cleanly and efficiently, that's usually when it makes sense to call a professional. If you're thinking about interior painting and you're not sure where to start, we're always happy to talk it through. Even if it's just questions about timing, prep, or what makes the most sense for your home.